Welcome to JoyTube, where the truth comes alive. In this channel, we go very deep in explaining the ancient texts and biblical stories and how it affects you as an individual. Here, we make you understand that you are not in this life by chance. God created you to fulfill a destiny. There's something in you that the world needs to benefit from. Yes, you heard me right. You have a solution to the world's problems, but first you need to understand and learn what and how your Creator wants you to live your life and follow His ways to fulfill that very destiny. If you are here for the first time, please subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button so that you don't miss out in our epic journey. Today we are looking at the life of the king who broke a nation, Rehoboam. As a warning to this generation, let's dive in. What if I told you one decision by a young king shattered a kingdom forever? What if pride in your heart today becomes the reason your family, your business, or your church splits tomorrow? This is not just history. This is prophecy wrapped in a crown. Meet Rehoboam, the king who inherited gold and handed back dust. And the reason? Because he listened to the wrong voices and ignored the voice of God. This is the story of 1 Kings 14, but it's also your story. Stay with me. Who was Rehoboam? The son of King Solomon, grandson of King David. Yes, that David, the man after God's heart. He inherited a united kingdom, 12 tribes, rich in gold, glory, and peace. But by the end of his reign, the kingdom was split, torn in two. What happened? When Solomon died, the people begged Rehoboam to lighten the heavy burden Solomon had placed on them. The elders, the wise men, said, "Be kind to them, and they'll serve you forever." But the young men, his childhood friends, said, "Crush them harder. Flex your power. Show them who's boss." Rehoboam followed pride, not wisdom. And in that one decision, the kingdom of Israel fractured. 10 tribes rebelled. Only Judah and Benjamin stayed. In 1 Kings 14, it gets worse. Rehoboam allows idol worship, builds pagan shrines. God removes his glory from the temple. Egypt invades and steals the gold shields Solomon had made. Rehoboam replaces them with bronze, a cheap substitute. He kept up the ceremonies, but the glory was gone. Why the world is burning? Rehoboam's spirit in today's leaders. In 1 Kings chapters 12 to 14, King Rehoboam made one fatal mistake. He rejected wisdom, ignored empathy, and chose pride, greed, and power. And today, we're watching modern Rehoboam sit on thrones of wealth while the nations around them crumble in protest, rage, and hopelessness. Here's the connection. 1. Pride over wisdom. Rehoboam had access to seasoned elders who had walked with his father Solomon, the wisest man who ever lived. They told him, "Be kind. Lighten the load. The people will love and save you." But pride said, "I'll be tougher, stronger, more feared." That's what today's leaders do too. 1. They refuse advice from elders, experts, or the Spirit of God. 2. They mock the poor and call it tough love. 3. They weaponize pride as leadership. And just like Rehoboam, their kingdom split beneath them. 2. Greed over empathy. Rehoboam wasn't content with what Solomon left. He wanted more power, more wealth, more control, even if it meant crushing the people. Today's systems are no different. 1. Billionaires multiply while beggars starve. 2. Education, healthcare, and housing rot because leaders serve profit, not people. 3. Government becomes a marketplace instead of a ministry. When greed drives governance, justice becomes a luxury instead of a right. 3. Selfishness over love. Rehoboam never asked, "How are my people doing?" He asked, "How can I dominate them?" Our leaders, 1. Create policies without compassion. 2. Are out of touch with the pain in the streets. 3. Can't hear the cries from the bottom because they live in ivory towers at the top. So, what do the people do? They scream. They riot. They march. They break down what's breaking them. Because if leaders won't listen to the people, God will let the people break the system. Why there's protest and chaos everywhere? The spirit of Rehoboam is global now. 1. Governments ignore the hungry. 2. Corporations exploit the desperate. 3. Churches preach prosperity, not responsibility. So, the world rises in holy frustration. Protests aren't always rebellion. They're sometimes the last language of a silenced people. Chaos is what happens when leadership loses love, fakes wisdom, and forgets that power is stewardship, not ownership. God's verdict is still the same. God let Rehoboam keep his throne, but took away most of the kingdom. If today's leaders don't return to wisdom, empathy, love, and servant leadership, they'll sit on thrones of bronze, while the golden destiny of their nation walks away. Rehoboam is a mirror, a warning, and a prophecy. Leadership without love becomes tyranny. Policies without empathy become weapons. Power without God becomes destruction. Let the kings of today repent, or lose what's left of their kingdoms. This is not just about a king. This is about you and your choices. Rehoboam teaches us. 1. Who you listen to determines what you lose. Wrong counsel destroyed what took generations to build. 2. Pride will always divide. It splits families, churches, nations. 3. You can't fake the glory. Rehoboam replaced gold with bronze, cheap worship, loud services, empty hearts. Sound familiar, right? 4. Compromise invites invasion. Egypt came when Rehoboam lowered God's standards. When we drop the standard, the enemy doesn't wait. This generation is at a crossroads, just like Rehoboam. Will we humble ourselves and follow God's wisdom? Or will we lose everything while pretending we still have it? You were born into a legacy of kings and priests. Don't trade it for bronze. Rehoboam ruled for 17 years, but only 2 tribes remained. What will remain after your reign? Choose humility. Choose wise counsel. Choose to carry the real glory, not a polished substitute. Because history doesn't repeat, it prophesies. Drop a fire in the comments if you're saying, no more bronze, bring back the gold. Subscribe to JoyTube for more Bible stories that awaken your spirit and shake your generation. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.